Have you ever walked through your front door after a grueling 8-hour shift, desperate to sink your hands into your husky's thick, plush coat, only to feel them go completely rigid beneath your palms? It is a heartbreaking, unsettling moment when the dog you missed all day pulls back, stands stiffly, or subtly ducks their head away from your touch. You might think they are punishing you for leaving, or that they simply don't love you the way other dogs love their owners. But please, stay until the end. What we cover at the close will completely change how you see your husky. As dedicated dog owners, we are conditioned to believe that our homecoming should be met with chaotic joy, tail wags, and endless cuddles. When your husky rejects that physical closeness, it feels like a personal failure. To understand this, we need to go back to the neurological architecture of the Arctic working dog. Your husky isn't mad at you, and they aren't being spiteful. What you are witnessing is a highly specialized, science-backed survival mechanism known as the sensory freeze response. And it has everything to do with how their brains process the silence you left behind. To decode this behavior, we have to look at what happens inside an empty house through the lens of canine neurology. A study published in the Journal of Veterinary Behavior highlighted that northern breeds possess a significantly heightened tactile and auditory baseline compared to more recently domesticated companion breeds. When you leave for work, the sudden drop in environmental stimulation shifts your husky's nervous system into a state of vigilant preservation. Without the ambient hum of your presence, their brain begins to map and track every micro sound. The settling of the house, footsteps in the hallway, or a car door slamming down the street. For 8 long hours, their nervous system builds an incredible amount of internal pressure, remaining locked in a passive, high-alert state. When you finally come home, the contrast is explosive. The keys jingling, the door swinging open, the smell of the outside world, and your intense emotional energy crash into their quiet sanctuary all at once. When you immediately reach out to pet them, your physical touch can actually cause a short circuit in their tactile processing centers. According to research from the University of Lincoln's Animal Behavior Clinic, a dog experiencing sensory overload will often skip the active fight or flight options and drop straight into a temporary freeze state. The stiffness you feel under their fur isn't anger. It is an involuntary physiological coping mechanism. Their sensory receptors are simply too full to process the emotional warmth you are trying to give. Furthermore, we must look at how we approach them. As humans, we naturally tend to reach over a dog's head to stroke their ears or face. But for a husky, a primitive breed biologically hardwired to scan for threats from above, a hand descending from the sky while they are already sensorially overloaded triggers an immediate defensive micro-flinch. Fortunately, this sensory freeze is entirely reversible, and the fix requires you to change how you transition back into their space. Instead of walking through the door and immediately flooding them with touch and high-pitched words, practice the low impact transition. Walk inside, place your keys down quietly, and completely ignore your husky for the first 3 to 5 minutes. Give their nervous system a chance to register your presence and lower its baseline arousal naturally. When you do initiate contact, never reach for their head. Instead, sit quietly on the floor, turn your side to them, and let them approach you. Reach out low and stroke them gently on the chest or under the chin. By matching their physical pacing and respecting their sensory boundaries, you allow their nervous system to safely unlock, clearing the path for the deep, authentic connection you both crave. Now that you understand the hidden science behind your husky's quiet moments, you can stop taking their distance personally. They aren't pushing you away, they are just waiting for the world to slow down so they can find you again. If this revelation helped you understand your dog a little better today, please leave a comment sharing how your Husky greets you, and subscribe to Huskly for more insights into the beautiful, complex mind of your best friend.